Okay, listeners, today we've got a cool, exciting episode all the way from South Carolina. We've got Edie Zuckerwar. Did I say that right, Edie?
Woohoo!
Yes,
Edie
I
Zuckerwar.
did. Awesome. Edie is amazing. We both shared the same industry. I used to have a event company myself. We did actually entertainment events around the world, and we're going to talk about that a little bit later. But she is amazing. She's from South Carolina. She is your event specialist, and she's got so many cool stories. I've been following her on Facebook, and we're going to have her talk about that here today. So, Edie, say hello to everybody out there.
Hi, how's everybody doing today?
They're doing good. Our listeners are growing and growing. We've got up to 250% in the last month. So we've got more people listening than ever before. So you're pretty excited. And I am excited. We've rescheduled this now a couple different times as well, huh? We both had busy schedules.
Yeah, we rescheduled it once. Yeah, because I had some issues. I couldn't get here. But yeah, but I'm glad we're doing it today. This is awesome. I'm really psyched to be here.
Awesome. So tell everybody about yourself and your company.
Okay, so I'm actually originally from the Caribbean. I was born in the U.S. born in St. Bart's, French West Indies, and raised in the U.S. Virgin Islands. I started my event company in 2005. After working for everybody else, I decided I could do this myself. So I'm doing it myself and absolutely loving it. It's a blast. I now work out of South Carolina. And I work mostly with women entrepreneurs that are online, coaches, yoga instructors, etc., to plan events for them. It says on my website I'm a retreat specialist, but pretty much I plan everything. So corporate events, retreats. I actually throw in a few bat mitzvahs and weddings in there too. When people, my past clients come up to me and go, "Can you do this?" And I'm like, "Sure, no problem, we'll do it." So it's fun to mix it up. It's a lot of fun.
Those bar mitzvahs can get pretty big too. I've been at a few myself. Gosh. They can get really big. Like they're massive events. They don't mess around.
They do not mess around. They're bigger than weddings sometimes. Wow. I love it. It's fun. It's fun.
So we talked earlier, and you said that you've done some different special events in your past for like Toyota and different things like that. Now, I used to have an extreme sports show. I don't know if you maybe even hired us before, but we used to do the ramp show where we'd go on stage at mainly like sales events or conferences where they're trying to just pump up the people, and they would bring us in and do these extreme sports tricks, like while they're eating lunch or during sales meetings. Yeah, it was pretty cool. So I did Chrysler in Las Vegas and Microsoft and a few others. We actually got to go downtown San Francisco underneath the city and do a big conference there. It was, the amount of money that people spend on events, if you're not familiar with these events, these companies, but it's in the tens of millions. It's big dollars that they spend on these events, and the coordination that you have to put together for these things is definitely stressful.
Yeah, I think we're listed as event planners are listed as one of the top 10 most stressful jobs in the world to have. Yeah. So, and especially if you're doing, it's one thing to do a huge corporate event because you've got lots of people helping you. When you're doing a wedding, for example, even a bat mitzvah, people are just like, they want you to hold their hands and, take them through it. And it's lots of fun. But I used to do corporate events as well. And I still do on occasion do corporate events. I worked for an incentive company in Ohio, Carlson Companies, which actually then moved to Minneapolis. So they are based out of there. But, and we used to do really fun trips for these huge groups like Toyota, Chrysler, Pfizer, etc. Go to Hawaii with them, and it was just like a blast. It was just so much fun. We'd go to Mexico, Hawaii, the Caribbean, of course, which is where I'm from. So that was like going home all over again. So it's just lots and lots and lots of fun. Lots of fun.
My guest that's after you here actually just came into town for an event. It was more of a motivational event, but events are a big way. Companies throw them to inspire people, right? And that's the whole job. Your job is to coordinate the ultimate inspire or inspiration. Yes. And what is some of the things that you try to look for when you're creating or developing events for people?
Well, it really depends on the person doing the event. It depends on, whether it's going to be a retreat or whether it's going to be a corporate function, what they're looking for. Some people want to have events where everybody's competing against each other, team building experiences. Yeah. So those are fun. Those are like, you're sitting there trying to figure out, what are we going to do? Sometimes I put them on sailboats and they're competing against each other. And that is just like, it's just neat to watch how they all work as teams. And that really helps them when they go back. And not only that, if they're getting incentive trips on top of that motivation, they're getting these trips. So because they're working really, really hard,
right?
It just motivates them to keep doing better and better and better. So I encourage companies to do that for their employees. I mean, it's a good thing to do all the way around. But every event is different. Every person wants something different for their clients. So it's always changing. I can't say it's going to be this way or that way. No matter who you pick, it's going to be somebody.
So do you play a big role in what happens at these events? They come to you for the advice on these team building ideas and all.
Yeah.
So do you have a collective on that? Okay. Because
they'll do that.
They literally the team spent over $500 on red outfits for their team. They had a team building thing, and the whole weekend was revolved around these team building points. And yeah, it's really, he said it really kept you captivated for the 3 or 4 days that he was there. So the team building stuff is really, really big. I know a good friend of mine here in San Diego, he has a lot of team building things, that exercises he has his clients do on a daily basis over and beyond events. But wow. And we also talked about, and this is really cool, how you said you travel around in your motorhome. Yeah, I'm losing my mind here. So tell us about this.
Yeah.
This is I saw some posts. I want to hear about this. So tell the guests all about this.
Well, I loved Charles Kuralt. Charles Kuralt was a news reporter for CBS News. And then when he retired, he never really retired, but he started doing what's called the Sunday morning show. And then he started getting in, he rented or bought a motorhome and started traveling around the country. And he wrote books about it. And I thought, wow, and every Sunday we get to see these new experiences, different little places. We go into towns that nobody would ever think about going into. And I thought, I'm going to do that someday. So I bought a motorhome with my husband, and once a month we travel to different places, and it's just a blast. We just, go from town to town, visiting and hanging out and getting to know the people and trying out local food, and it's just neat. And then, of course, I get on Facebook and I do Facebook Live, I do Periscopes, and I let people know what's going on. And, hey, this is a great place to plan a retreat. People come here, and, I inspect hotels too while I'm there. I'm not just kind of like hanging out and having a good time, but I'm also inspecting places for my clients to go to. And it's just fun. It's neat. And then my goal is to eventually just take a couple years off, not off, but just kind of like just visit the entire country, which I think would be a blast. A lot of people are doing it now, so it's
one
cool.
State at a time, right? Yeah,
that's it.
I've been to every single city and state and sub-city in the United States. So you go city, sub-city in the United States traveling. So it's really great to have that opportunity to be able to do that. It's so exciting. Yeah. Going back to this, so one of the great things I know in your business is, like you said, the perks of being able to travel around and find the hotels and find the events, and basically you get paid to go find fun places, and you get to experience the fun things. A lot of times they'll comp your rooms and comp your exercises or things that you do just to have you invite your clients there, right?
Right.
Is that true?
Yeah, well, it is and it isn't. It depends on who it is. But yeah, there are a lot of hotels out there that will do that. I'm also a certified travel consultant. So I've been in the travel industry since 1987. And I just inspect properties all the time. So what they do is, if they know I'm coming in with a group, yeah, of course they're going to call me. They'll do whatever they can to get the group in there. So whatever I have to do, whatever they have to do. And it's fun. I mean, it's neat to be able to have that opportunity. My husband used to be a pilot for American Eagle. He used to be a captain for them up until last year. So I used to fly for free, which I absolutely loved.
Oh, yeah, I bet.
That came to an abrupt end. So now I got to pay for my tickets just like everybody else.
Oh, man. So what inspired you to decide to go from, working from somebody else to start your own company? I mean, that's a big step for a lot of people. I was just talking to a client this morning and coaching them, and it's like, what is really what gave you that energy or that will to do that? I mean, that's a big step.
Well, I was working for a company, which I'm not going to name. It was a cruise company, and I was reading a lot of Napoleon Hill and a lot of really inspirational books, Tony Robbins, etc. And I just thought, wait, why am I doing this for somebody else when I can do this for myself? And I looked around, and one day I just got up and I said, you know what? I'm giving my 2 weeks notice today. And my boss thought I had gone completely nuts. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. She's like, you're doing what? I said, this is what I'm doing. I'm moving to the Virgin Islands. I'm starting my own event company. I'm going to go to work for Marriott and make sure I understand all the stuff that I'm missing. And they're looking at me like, okay. And that's what I did.
Wow.
My husband was traveling all the time. So yeah. I would spend 6 months out of the year down there during a wedding season, and I went to work for Marriott. I worked as a manager there, event manager, and I did 400 weddings in one summer and thought I was going to die. Yeah, well, let me tell you, you get experience real fast doing that. But I got to figure out what everybody didn't like, and it was great because I got some awesome feedbacks from these brides, and I turned around and I thought, okay, I'm going to start a high-end business, and I'm going to be, I'm going to give them what they want. And what they wanted was the ability to be able to plan their own wedding without having to book a package A, B, or C, and that was what everybody was doing. Yeah. So I came in with a bang, and I quit the Marriott after 6 months, and I just started it, and it just was amazing.
That's if you're listening out there and you're listening here today, and she just said something that was so important, she actually talked to the clients and found out what they want, what was missing. And so many people start companies or run companies, and they do not listen to their customers. And more we're realizing that if you listen to your customers, you just move forward so much faster and much more efficiently, because they're the ones that are buying your stuff. I mean, so much we think we know what they want, and it's not that way. And that's probably why your company was so successful, is because you started it on, hey, this is what's missing, that they want these certain things. And that's such an important thing that I can't stress enough. If people are out there and you're going to get the guts like us to go and start your own company. It's got to be listening to your customers that's going to get you off the ground. So,
oh yeah,
that's for sure. So going back to that, was there one book or one moment or one day you just said enough's enough?
It was one day. It was literally one day. I was just sitting there, and I just looked around and thought, life is too bloody short. I am not going to do this. I can do this better. I can do exactly. I can combine travel. I can combine event planning. I can give people the best of both worlds, because I've been doing this for so long. And I just came to me one day. I'm like, I'm not doing this anymore. I just turned around. I'm like, I'm done. And then it's funny because 2 other people quit like about 2 months later, and they did the same thing. They moved to California and they started their own businesses. My boss was not too happy. We're still friends, but she was like, what in the world?
Right.
But yeah.
So you inspired others without even knowing.
She wasn't happy, but it was fun. And so that's how it all began. And I'm still rocking it.
That's awesome.
And loving it.
So building that business, was there a time frame, or did you just jump right into it? Do you have some planning done before? You just said quit and then start working on it? Or did you have some planning in place? Or?
Well, I actually I did a business plan, and I joined the Association of Bridal Consultants, and which they offer a course. I took their course, but I just went to Marriott and said, look, this is what I want to do. I want to be an event planner. I want to work for your company. I want to learn more about event planning and et cetera. I just need the experience. And they didn't want to hire me for that. They wanted to hire me for sales. And I'm like, no, I want to do this. And they're like, but it's a lower paying job. I don't care. This is what I want to do. So I'm like, I went in, and that's what I did. I did the event planning, and I loved it. And I was so frustrated because my clients weren't getting what they wanted. And I'm like, I can do better. I can do better. They can get better. And so that's what we did. Awesome. And I just jumped off and said, I just told my boss one day, well, okay, I'm done. I've got what I need, and I'm out of here. And I had all the vendor connections by then, which I knew. I'm from the island, so I know most everybody down there anyway. So it wasn't too difficult. So I picked the best of the best and inspected every property down there, picked, again, the best of the best. And it was interesting because later I went back to work with Marriott. They had never allowed a wedding coordinator to come on their property unless they were working for Marriott. And I just came in and I was giving them business left, right, and center because I was doing room blocks for them and, so whatever. So they called a meeting. They're like, look, she wants to book, you just let her book here. We're going to give her a discount here for the, for the venues, and let her book. So I would book a lot of stuff there for them. So it was a win-win situation at the end of the day.
Is your business nationwide, or is it just central to your area?
Nationwide.
Nationwide. So
nationwide.
If somebody's getting married, I mean, that's probably one of your bigger clients now is weddings, or no?
It's kind of a combination. And I'd say mostly women entrepreneurs, coaches and such that are planning seminars, big events like in New York or Las Vegas, or weddings. And most of them are destination weddings, which occur mostly in the Caribbean.
So if some of these people are on the fence and they're really trying to, figure out maybe what if an event's right for them or what they could do to kind of have it really be a success. Is there any kind of hint you can give somebody right now on that's maybe listening that's like maybe on the edge of doing an event or they want to take that next step? Is there something like you could give them to lead them into the fact that this is something that's worthwhile doing?
Well, if it's something like say a coach wants to get into doing, which most of my clients are coaches. Right. So, and they're on the edge because they're like, well, I'm not sure if this is going to bring you in clients. You go out there and you sell this, you're selling your service. You go out there and plan an event. You're going to get more people. You're going to get these people to go out to the event, and then they're going to come out there and you give them a good event, a good experience, they're going to come out there and they're going to talk about you, and you're going to end up getting more clients. That's the benefit at the end of the day. Right. You go ahead and you sell to your list, which most people have lists of clients, and do Facebook advertising, whatever you need to do to get your people out there. And then I'm telling you, you make money and you bring in new clients. And of course that also brings in money. So,
it creates,
and
creates your brand, win-win. Right? It creates your brand.
Yeah, exactly. And it's good for your clients because you get to actually be one-on-one with them. A lot of times you're on Facebook and wherever else that you're meeting these people, you have Facebook groups, you don't really get to know them. But then here you create this experience for them and they get to know you and they love you even more. At least that's what we're hoping. And then you turn around and you're, like I said, you're definitely making more money for your company that way. So that's my biggest take home.
What is your most, let's say your clients obviously come to you after. Is there something that they've really said that's really special to you that like kind of keeps you going? Like, is there one recently that somebody's come in and just said, you know what, I love my job even more now because of the feedback I've gotten?
Oh, you mean a client that's done an event and
just came back to you and said, something nice, and just kind of, you know how when you get a client, it just touches your heart and it gives you that more energy to continue. Because like you said, you're now rebranding your company. Is that correct? Just going forward.
Right. Because if you look at my website right now, it says I'm a retreat specialist. But most of my clients aren't really planning retreats because retreats are pretty small. Generally, we have it takes 20, 50 people out, and that's pretty much it. You do a seminar, that's a different ball game. You do, like I said, a wedding, that's a different ball game. They're different types of events, and so I'm just going to stick to events and just do all of them as I'm doing now anyway. So so I'm just sort of rebranding a little bit.
Where's your next? Where's your next event?
That depends. I've got 2 on hold right now, New York and Las Vegas. So I'm waiting. We're waiting for the launches to be over. And as soon as they're over, I will find out exactly what's going to happen. But those are 2 there. And I've got one in the U.S. Virgin Islands as well.
Oh, nice. So if you're in Vegas, you have to let me know. I'll have to go over there and say hello.
Definitely.
I always need a reason to go to Vegas.
That's going to be happening in April, at the end of April 20th to 22nd, I believe.
Oh, wow. That's near my birthday. So that's even better.
Oh, that's a great reason to come to Vegas.
See?
That's a great reason to come to Vegas.
Absolutely.
So, to answer your question, I love my clients. My clients inspire me every single day. I don't care who it is. They're always coming to me and saying, thank you. I appreciate it. I just love, just making them happy. I think at the end of the day, when I walk in and I'm there and I see a smile on their face and they say, hey, this event went really well, that's all that lights me up. That's what motivates me.
It's like,
as long as they're, I'm like going, oh, thank God, everybody's happy. Like, because I'm running around. I mean, I'm like, it's not like you're sitting there. I mean, I'm going nonstop, making sure everything is working 100%. People don't realize the amount of work that you have to do. They think, oh, you've done the planning and that's it. But you're there watching everything. At least I am. I don't know about anybody else, but that's what I do to make sure everything goes well. So when that client comes to me at the end of the day and said, look, this was the best wedding, this was the best event, this was the best, and I am so happy, thank you so much. That's my thank you. I don't need anything else. That motivates me to keep on moving, to make it better. to do whatever I have to do to make my clients super, super happy and their experience super happy and their clients super, everything work for them. Because I work with their clients as well, so they don't have to. I handle all their travel, I handle all their questions, I do everything so they don't have to even deal with that, which is great for them. They focus on what they're going there for, and I focus on their clients, and I make sure their experience is fabulous as much as I can do. And then, they put on their show and
voila.
They make it all happen, and it all works at the end of the day.
Awesome. So. Well, we're already at the end here. My last question is if somebody else is just like you and they're sitting in a cubicle and they're just loving their job, but they want to take it outside and do it on their own, they know they can see a way that they can do it better. What's some advice you could give to them in starting that, and to the women out there that want to do the same thing you did?
Event planning or coaching?
Or just starting a new business, starting a new life, starting a new adventure.
Look, I'm going to tell you this. I have my ups and downs that I've had in my lifetime. Just do it. I know it takes a lot of courage and a lot of just that motivation to get out there. And I know sometimes you're out there and you don't have, the support that you need or whatever, but you've got to believe in yourself. And what really helps me now is I get into these groups on Facebook, these women entrepreneurs that are on there that are so motivational, so helpful to listen to them, the Catholic Tarzos, the Kim Lunas of the world, and they inspire as well. So it's nice to be part of something to help motivate you, because sometimes it takes more than just yourself to make it happen. Right. Sometimes you need that. Hello, Cody. Is that Cody?
Yeah, Cody wanted to say hi. Say hi, Cody.
Hi, Cody.
All right.
I love it.
Awesome.
So just go out there and do it.
Go out there and do it. Yep. So I guess one second. I'm going to get Cody here.
I love it. I should have brought Lila out here.
Yeah, she took off on me.
I should have brought Lila.
I know. We could end the show with dogs saying hello, because it is the Cody Dog 5-minute bark show.
I love it.
I love it too. Edie, thank you so much for coming on the show here today. Was it fun? Was it painless?
No, this was amazing. This is my first podcast, and I've got to say, I absolutely love you. You are great. You made me feel really comfortable, and I am loving it.
Awesome. I have a blab actually tomorrow. If you have some time, I might be able to fit you in if we're doing a blab for.
Awesome.
I have over 26 guests coming on. You might be able to be on a guest to talk about event planning. So,
awesome. I'd love to do that.
We'll talk off the air on that one. So,
okay.
Ladies and gentlemen out there, we have Edie Zuckerwar here today. Did I say that right again?
Yes, perfect.
Awesome.
Perfect.
And event planning and entrepreneur. She went out and just said, enough's enough, and took it on, and she's successful. She has a beautiful website here. It's at Edie Zuckerwar, and that's EDIEZUKERWAR. So if you're looking for any kind of planning out there, you can certainly go to her website. It's very pretty. And you said you're going to be redoing it.
Yeah, I'm doing it a little bit, but actually it's EDIEZUCKERWAR.com.
There you go. Say that one more time slowly for him.
EDIEZUCKERWAR.com.
There you go. Better. And I'll have that in the show notes too. So there it is. And you can also probably find her on Facebook as well. That's how I think we found each other. So,
yes. Yeah. I'm
and
there.
That's awesome. So, all right. Thank you, everybody out there, for listening again. I totally appreciate everybody taking the time to listen to our show here today. And Edie appreciates it as well, too. So
I definitely do.
Yes. So until next time, everybody. One critical thing highly successful people do is organize their goals and write them down. Success doesn't just happen to you, it's created by you. If you are ready to create a roadmap to greater success, you may want to listen to what I'm about to say. We have developed an online success platform that offers 6 critical tools for creating and implementing your success plan. If you're ready to turbocharge your personal development and success in every area of your life, it's time for you to join Team Cody Dog by visiting CodyDog.com. That's CODIEDOG.com.